been in that motherfucking 45-minute. Bitch, what the fuck you still doing there? You know what I mean? You supposed to be at the bar across the street by now. You supposed to be at the hotel bar across the street. And also, man, I liked hotel bars, man, better than just bars, man. Me personally, but I mean, everybody to each his own. You dig? But yeah, you talking about as far as your kids, man. You just gonna have to teach her about. If her cousins are trying to run over her, then she got to get down. She got to squat, like me and Jimmy used to say. If her cousins are trying to bully her or get down on her, same thing with siblings. You gotta set the tone so don't bully you. But I mean, at the same time, you gotta remember that this is family. So you know what I mean. I taught my son about family. So you know what I mean. Him and his sister might get into it, but this family. You know what I mean. Him and his brother might get into it, but this family. I mean, y'all jump everybody else. You know what I mean. But if I catch y'all back here fighting, and it ain't no reason that I ain't never taught y'all about before, I'm whooping y'all ass. And I line all three of them up and whoop all three. You know what I mean? At the same time, because somebody should have broke it up. Somebody should have been a bigger person. Somebody should have, Dad gonna hear this shit. He gonna come back here. He gonna, get down on the whole group. So, you know what I mean? I ride on the whole group. But yeah, they gotta learn that family thing. When they too much, they may not respect you. You gotta make sure everybody respects you. And my uncle taught me that. You know what I mean? He said, man, you know what I mean? You give respect and you better demand it back, So yeah, man. But yeah, but you'll teach them not to fight family. That'll come, bro. Don't rush on that shit. You know what I mean? If she saw you put down a demonstration, nigga, you old like me, baby. Look at you still. Hey, shout out to that brother that still believe in, you understand me, making sure the world respect him. You know what I mean? Yeah, we gotta stay in shape, man, and we gotta keep these suckers up off us, man. What do you believe is more essential in life? I don't understand the question. Like, as compared to what? What compared to what? You know what I mean? Is being essential in life. Everything is essential. You know what I mean? You gotta let me know exactly what you are referring to. Do I think money is essential? I think you definitely need money to buy anything. Do I think bras are essential? Yes. You know what I mean? We can't be single our life. You know what I mean? Do I think love is essential? Hell yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a part of it. You know what I mean? I think almost everything we utilize is essential in one way or another. I think the gold rings, the mean coaster chains are essential. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna be a player, those are things that I need. VVS diamonds are essential. You know what I mean? VS diamonds are cool, but I think VVS diamonds are essential. I mean, and you got to be able to get down. These bras, wigs and shit got, that's one thing. If you're not having, hair all over your car and shit, you know what I mean, or over your sink or some shit, you probably ain't having enough bitches. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be able to shine up. You dig? Before you go in and fuck with a bitch or whatever, you know what I mean? You got to be able to get yourself together and situated, man. I think that's essential. It's essential to have some motherfucking jewelry cleaner. I'd be too lazy because I'd be running around parenting, man. I would never be running around without cleaning my jewelry back when I was a young P, man. It was always, before I went to go get abroad, it was always a thing that I had to do. It was cleaning your jewelry was as important as brushing your teeth, man. Shout out to where Juvenile said, you know what I mean? You twinkle your goals every time you leave your house, huh? You dig? So, you had to clean your jewelry and shit, you know what I mean? And get yourself situated. So there's a lot of things that I think is essential because I've been a player, man, and had a good life, you dig? So yeah, man, I don't think that the bare essentials are good enough. Or water. It don't matter, you know what I'm saying, what kind of drinks or whatever, which I don't spend a whole lot on drinks, man. I ain't gonna bullshit. My kids drink water like a motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? I need to scrub the motherfucking joints a little bit more, you know what I mean? But I got a jewelry cleaning machine in my shop. I just rarely use it. I be on the go so much. How many chicks you recommend talking to a day? I get 20 numbers a day, bro. Me and I shoot about somewhere between 100 and 200 bras every day. You know what I mean? To get that 20, 25 numbers a day. Some days I get like 18. Some days I get 25 numbers. it average around 20 numbers a day. And you would think at that, with that kind of work ethic, the first thing the squares are going, the square inside of all y'all gonna tell y'all that ain't real. You will run out of bitches, man. You never run out of bitches. And when y'all hear stories about me getting the same bitch number twice sometimes, and sometimes I be done broke the bitch before, but I don't remember because I catch so many bitches. So, you know, that's okay. If you don't remember the broad, you know what I mean? She gonna remember, and she's just gonna remind you. You know what I mean? Dig that. I had a broad remind me last night. You know what I mean? She got at me and was like, hey, where you at? I want to pull up on you. And I was like, you know, who is this? She called me. You know what I mean? I didn't know the voice. You know, okay. So I told her, send me a pic. She sent me a pic. I was like, you know, maybe look familiar. You know, I don't know. So I finally, you know what I mean, remembered who she was, you know what I mean? And, you know, I shot my shot at her about a year ago, you know what I mean? I kicked it with her, you know what I mean? Didn't really get the eyes, ears, brain, mind, heart, body, and soul like I wanted to, but we stopped going in the right direction. So, you know, I got a couple thorns in her paw and not no hook in her, you understand what I'm saying? And the broad remember them thorns in her paw. That's why she come back. You know what I mean? To get back at me. You know what I mean? You know. So yeah, man. But you know, but the amount of broads that you talk to doesn't really have as much bearing on the solid stable, though. You know what I mean? It's about the relationship that you make with whatever broads you get. That's what's gonna make you know, whether you're gonna have a solid stable or not. You know what I mean? You know, that's a you and her issue. You know what I mean? Like if you had 25 bras, man, it's still one at a time. You understand me? You got a relationship with each one. You know what I mean? Because if you talking to them two and you always talking to them two, they blow together. You know what I mean? They come and go together. You know what I mean? So, you know, you got to lock down a relationship, you know what I mean, with all of them. You know what I'm saying? How's your fine ass doing creeping on my joint and not speaking to this ism? You dig? Yeah, online. Yeah, I count online too. You know what I mean? I get a lot of numbers online too. You know what I mean? I like online and I like in person for different reasons, right? You know what I mean? In person, bro, I can feel my energy. Y'all got big dick energy. You know what I mean? Early. You know what I mean? We kicking it early. Online, the broad gets to know me. And, you know what I'm saying? In person, she want to fuck and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Because a nigga, you know, a super duper aggressive leader nigga, you know what I mean? You know, cute, successful, and some old shit, right? You know, so she is turned on physically, you know what I mean, in person, but over the internet, you know, I mean, maybe, you know, she could be turned on by the pictures, videos, or whatever on the internet, but, you know, mostly they be, you know, getting me intellectually. We can have more of a conversation, or the conversation is longer in over the internet. You understand what I'm saying? In person, they jump past the conversation because they, you know, they want to, you know, make it physical. You know what I mean? You know, even if it's something as simple as you know, getting a good hug, you know what I mean, with me biting their neck or something, they want to, you know, hug a nigga and tell you, you know what I'm saying, the cologne smell good or whatever. You know, it gets physical real quick. You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch out for a broad trying to, you know, get physical and not get financial. You know what I mean? On the internet, it really don't work that way because I tell a bitch, look me up, look me up, look me up. You know what I mean? I push it. In person, I tell a bitch, look me up, but she like, yeah, but you here right now. And she keep walking towards you and shit. You know, that kind of thing. What up, though? You said you getting angry over little things nowadays. You know what I mean? I'm worried I would get into big trouble. You know what I'm saying? Due to this, how can I overcome it? I just had this happen this morning. I was talking to my kids about it. I was just in an irritated mood. You know what I mean? You know, I wake up at that God hour every day and get a little work in. So I wake up at like 3 a.m. and I put some more work in and shit. And, you know, I go to sleep, but I'll be tired, man. By the time it's time to get my kids up at 6, I'm tired. But also I was, you know, maybe misplacing where I was putting shit. You know, shit was falling down that was supposed to stay up, usually would stay up. You know, yeah, I might trip over something. I might, you know, scuff my motherfucking shit. You know, all type of shit can happen, right? You know what I mean? You know, but whatever it was, I was pretty short this morning with everybody. You know what I mean? And I was telling my daughter, you know what I mean? Some days, you know what I mean? You're going to have to get yourself out of that bad energy and get your good energy, because that bad energy will mess up the rest of your day. You can't afford for it to mess up the rest of your day, my brother, or the rest of your life, because it only takes one bad day to do 40 years in prison, right? So I was telling her that first 10 minutes, man, you got a bad day. Be rude, be mean, yell, do whatever you got to do. Bite the pillow, punch the pillow, I got a punching bag in my yard, Jack. You know, Do whatever you got to do in that 10 minutes, but get the fuck over it because you got work to do, right? So by the time I got to drop my daughter to school, I got to get in a better mood. I can't sit here and, fuck up her morning because I'm tripping. You know what I mean? So, but like I say, as a man, as a grown up, you be tripping about shit because, you got bills, you got multiple households. Some bitch could piss you off. Somebody could piss you off about the workflow. You know what I mean? There was a brother yesterday that said, he said it the wrong way, man. He said, "You are a happy nigga." I didn't like that, nigga. I'm from Dexter, man. I don't like that. I try to be positive and motivational, and you know what I mean. Happy is a whole different fucking thing. Now I'm happy with life, but to say I'm happy like I'm a silly ass nigga, man, you know what I mean. I ain't digging that. You know what I mean. So you will find little shit that can get under your skin. You know what I mean. Like for example, a bitch calling me baby, and you know what I mean, or honey or sweetie or something instead of daddy. You know what I mean? That kind of shit get under my skin. I've been pimping 20 some years. You know what I mean? So, it's a certain thing. You got to know your triggers, and you got to stop people from being able to push your buttons, from being able to find your triggers, because they don't know that they, whatever they doing is pissing you off. That, you know what I'm saying? The world don't know. Even though I know we feel like the world know that we broke and it ain't coming in right now, whatever. The world don't know, bro. They don't keep track of who's getting it and who's not. They just running the system and looking out for themselves, the powers that be. They just making sure they eat. They ain't making sure we don't eat. We just feel like that sometimes because I've been there. You know what I mean? Like, God damn it, they got me in this situation. I know I'm gonna flip out on somebody. Back in the day, we used to say nut up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna act the fuck. I'm gonna nut up on somebody today, man. You be feeling that way. Nowadays, y'all say crash out or something. But the thing about this life, man, is you can't let nobody, get in that space. We say it in my family all the time. You can't get none on you. You know what I mean? You can't get none on you, nigga. You know what I mean? You out in this whole world. You in the world, but not of the world, nigga. Meaning you can't lie, cheat, and steal and scheme like these busters. You can't, not keep your word like these busters do. And it's harder on us to have integrity in a world of niggas that ain't got integrity. To be civilized in a world of niggas that's uncivilized. You know what I mean? So you get away from the uncivilized nigga. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't get none on you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You do whatever you got to do, but don't bring it home. You know what I mean? Don't bring that shit home with you. You know what I mean? Don't let that shit get you in your skin. Or what my big brother Dre used to say, man, all the time. You know what I'm saying? Gorgeous Dre used to say, boss, don't internalize it. You know what I mean? You can't internalize this shit. You can't get it on you. You know what I mean? You get that shit roll right off you. You know what I'm saying? Quiz Capone, what up, though? All right, let's see. To hook abroad, do you think the sex piece or mouth is more important or both? I mean, man, everything you got is important. I mean, but most important is you getting out being successful. If you asking me, the me that I am today, I think that affects the broad's mind. You know what I mean? How your station in life, whatever standard that you set for yourself in life. You know what I mean? That, controls a lot of the back and forth in this relationship you're gonna have with the broad. I'm not one of the niggas that would tell you sex ain't important. Nigga, I mean, it's important like a motherfucker, but you can be played out of sex, bitch. If you talking about black men, you gotta think, you know what I'm saying? Most every player is a black man. She can get good sex with every nigga she talks to. You know what I mean? So that ain't as important, as getting your shit together. But I'm gonna tell you something. Conversation ain't as important as you think it is either. It's about, you know what I mean? Actions speak louder than words, right? You know what I mean? So they even used to say sticks and stones break my bones, but words never hurt, right? Words ain't as powerful as a lot of demonstrations. Words ain't as powerful as a lot of activity that you could do to let the broad know what caliber of guy that you are. You know what I mean? Words, I mean, she didn't. Man, most of these bitches done had good dick before, and most of them done been lied to too. Think about that every single day. I mean, that's a hit right there, nigga. If you're gonna put a hashtag next to anything, man, you know what I mean? Think about the fact in this game, every bitch done had some good dick and every bitch done been lied to. Okay, so neither one of them are as strong as you want them to be. You know what I mean? So the words from a player that has integrity is strong, though. The words from a player that's out grinding and he a millionaire, them words are strong. From everybody, a bitch can, you know what I mean, can hear any, they even, let me tell you something. They even made selling a dream into something negative. Selling a dream, what negative, bro? Selling a dream was somebody cared enough about you to see a dream and they're going to help you go get it. Come on, and you're going to help them go get their dream. That's what it was. Fair exchange ain't no robbery, right? Even swap is never a swindle, right? So the guy wasn't trying to play the broad wasn't trying to play the guy. They was both down together. So when they got a dream, okay, bitch, you put in enough work, you put in enough money. Here, let me hand you this dream. Selling a dream, the punk motherfuckers in the game turn that negative. You know what I mean? Now, so nowadays you'll hear a bitch say, "Nah, don't sell me no dream." Bitch, why not? You don't want a dream, bitch. I can't do nothing with you. I don't want to fuck with you. A bitch that ain't got no dream, no ambition. The fuck on around, you know what I'm saying, from around me? You know what I mean? I don't want to be a bum with you. You know what I mean? So they made selling a dream even negative. But yeah, selling a dream was not a negative thing. Okay? Even the term finesse. Finesse just meant you wasn't a goofy. You wasn't a gorilla. You wasn't about to lay your hands on this bitch. So she appreciated the hands in the pockets pimp, the finesse. His conversation. Yo, the game that made finesse even into something negative. Even flamboyant is a negative word now, man. Back in the day, flamboyant was the popping ass P. You know, now, you know what I mean? Flamboyant mean whatever it mean. Okay, so what I'm saying is, you know, we live by the old standard of what was said about this game. We don't live by the new standard. Okay, so you know, I ain't gonna, you know, tell a broad, hey, I'm about to sell your dream, because I ain't gonna try to change the definition of what it means to them. But we gotta have a dream. Now, yeah, I ain't gotta talk about it. You know, I'm gonna tell you, people done got so soft in this world, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, words used way out of context. They out of pocket with the way they use words nowadays, man. Matter of fact, I had a realtor say something 20 years ago. He said, "Man, I'm sorry, I've been out of pocket all day." I was turned off. I was like, I don't want this nigga to sell my house. You know what I mean? Fuck he doing talking, you know. So yeah, man, you know, they misuse all type of words, hella words, man. But you know, fuck it. You know what I mean? We ain't got time to be mad at them and educate the whole world. You know what I mean? But if a broad gonna fuck with me, she gonna have a dream. You know what I mean? I just, you know, that's what I was about to say. The world ain't got so soft where people don't even want you to mention success to them. They just want to, just bump into it. So they'd just rather, do the work, give the money. They don't even want to, hear the success because they get triggered. You know what I mean? They got PTSD, so they like, oh, this motherfucker is trying to, you know what I mean? So they you know what I mean? They using the 52 blocks and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you got to recognize, man, that this world is a damaged world, man. You know what I mean? Most every woman that you meet is gonna be damaged. You know what I'm saying? May have some mental health issues. Most every man that you bitches that are listening, most every man you meet is gonna be damaged. You know what I'm saying? He may have some mental health issues. You are dealing with a world that you're gonna have to be, and it's been this way since beginning of time. We just wasn't aware of the mental health terminology and shit, right? So, a player has to be a therapist. You know what I mean? He has to be her man. He has to be her like a father figure, a protector, a provider. He has to be a disciplinarian, but not putting his hands on that bitch. Let me not put that out there for the squares, suckers, and busters to say I'm teaching y'all something like that. But he has to make sure she lives by a certain code, that she lives up to a certain standard that's expected of them. He has to be a lover, and most niggas are missing that, and I knock them for it. You know what I mean? Most niggas are missing being a provider, and I knock them for that. You know what I mean? Man, success. Like you say, success sounds like work to a lazy person. I'm gonna tell you something. Success sounds like a scam to cowards. Sounds like a scam. They ain't got the balls to deal with it. They spineless like jellyfish, my nigga. They don't got the balls to get up and do nothing. They don't have big dreams because they don't want to be disappointed. Now think about the world we gotta live in, nigga. You gotta think like that. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Dreams is here for everybody, man. God gave us that ability to dream. You know what I mean? You say happy is external and joy is internal. Okay, that's deep. I never thought about that. I mean, okay, I guess, man, you can. Damn, this joint probably about to cut out. Hold on for a minute. Oh, it did cut out. Damn, I didn't even get to get them niggas. That's also, I guess, every nigga that missed it. You know what I mean? Ain't that a bitch? All right, let's see, man. I gotta go. Yeah, we didn't even get to break that down. As soon as my man dropped that game, they kicked me off the joint. You know what I mean? So ain't no telling what happened there, man. You know what I mean? But anyway, I got to get ready to run in a minute, man. But we chase success, man, and the bitches chase us. Dig that. You know what I mean? We don't chase the broads. We don't chase the feeling that homies get. Like the brother that told me he don't buy no courses. That was a strange thing to hear, man. You know what I mean? Because, realistically, man, we all gotta want to get better and want to get better and want to get better and want to get better. You know what I mean? We all gotta want to get better, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, don't throw yourself. You know what I mean? You said dating during the 90s was good. Okay. Man, I think it's similar to the way it was today. I remember complaining like that same thing that you was just saying, whether you saying it as a complaint or just a good way of reminiscing. But I said it to a guy in the early 2000s. I was like, yeah, man, back in y'all day, man, the hoes was good, because I knew he was pivoting in the 70s and shit. He was a Rolls Royce riding guy. He say, the game's always been the same, young P. Don't be one of them guys that make you think that somebody had it a better time than you. And the older I get, the more I realize that the game is the same. You know what I mean? In the 90s, maybe they didn't have social media, so probably wasn't as much messy shit. But the flip side to that social media coin is we couldn't show abroad so much of what we've been doing the past year or 2 years like we can today. Today, it cut out a whole lot of conversation. Bitch, did you not look me up before you asked me to come over here? You know what I mean? I gave you all the shit to look me up. Yeah, but I didn't. And that instantly, that make me not want to waste no time. I want to leave because I know this bitch don't even do the basic footwork. I know she ain't going to do the real footwork when it come to real life. She ain't, it ain't in her. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's a part of it, man. You have to recognize that you was gonna be rich in the 90s, you're gonna be rich today. You would have been rich in the 70s, you would have been rich in the 60s, because you gotta keep that frame of mind. Shout out to my young brother and McAfee City and State, where LeBron is a player that can play in any time. In the 50s, LeBron would have been scoring points. In the 70s, LeBron would have been scoring points. In the 80s, LeBron would have been scoring points. In the 90s, LeBron would have been scoring points. So, we can't, I was watching some shit on Barkley this morning, right? While I was working, I was writing and shit, and I was watching shit on Barkley. And you forget how good Barkley was. You got to think, Barkley is shorter than LeBron. But Barkley was an athlete, man. You know what I mean? He was a 300-pound athlete, man. You know what I mean? LeBron's an athlete, man. He would have been able to play in any era. And that's how you got to work your game out to be. You know what I meyou can't have no excuse. You got to be like, hey, I'm going to put it down. You know what I mean? Now, you might want to leave the town you're in. If anything, that you want to do is, if you in Dallas, Texas, then you might want to go out to New York City or New Jersey. If you in Ohio, you might want to go down to Texas. If you in Cali, you might want to go to Chicago. If you in Chicago, you might want to go to Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might want to go way across the map to give yourself a fair chance to be somebody. But it ain't no time frame that that you want to make yourself feel like you missed out on. Nah, man, fuck that. It's still good. You know what I mean? It's still good. I do like when my brothers say, when we talk about when we met and was side by side on the blades and shit, and he was like, man, it was the good old days. That was the golden days. You know what I mean? I do like to laugh about that with my brothers. You know what I mean? Because we been through a lot together, man. But you got to be able to eat today just like you did back then. You know what I mean? And you are black and excellent, nigga. So, you know what I mean? There is no excuse. You got to, you know what I mean? You got to go out and get it, man. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something. The suckers got excuses to not be successful because they black. Us players, we got no motherfucking reason. We are supposed to be rich because we black. Dig that. You know what I mean? What the player sees as what the sucker sees as a put down, the player sees as a stepper, as a come up. You know what I mean? So to be black, you know what I mean? And, to want to get rich, man, you can do anything. I mean, you name something we ain't good at, right? So don't play yourself. Don't sell yourself for less. Don't sell yourself short. You know what I mean? Nobody. I ain't talking about just one brother. I'm saying nobody. Don't sell yourself short, bro. You know what I mean? Because that's how I raise my kids. You know what I mean? Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all black. You know what I'm saying? I expect you to be rich. You know what I mean? I don't expect you to, and that ain't saying the other races ain't gonna get rich. I'm just saying I don't know what it's like to be no other race. I know what it's like to be black. So I'm just talking to y'all because I know we got that in common. I can't say y'all niggas from Dexter or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know where y'all from. I don't know where I know Aunt McAfee from because we talk that football shit. I know Don Jones out of Ohio. We talk that football shit. I know the brother Sport Rotten is out of New York because you know what I mean. We kicked it at the not the Players Ball, but at the seminar in Atlanta. I remember you say suckers have sight, players have vision, no doubt. You know what I mean? Not only that, man, but suckers have excuses, man, and players have to-do lists. You know what I mean? It's just shit we checking off. You know what I mean? We have dreams that we turn into goals. Suckers have dreams that they never, ever think about how they the steps that it's going to take to get that dream. You know what I mean? But that's the difference. You know what I mean? You dig? You say Maserati Hogs living proof. Oh yeah, man. I need to go jump in that Maserati real quick. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I dog out some of my other little cars. I buy little cars to dog out. You know what I mean? But yeah, I jumped in my Benz truck yesterday because I had to remember, shit, a lot of y'all ain't seen that motherfucker in a minute. You dig? But yeah, no, I like that Maserati. I need to go get that motherfucking Porsche fixed, man, so I can jump back in that Porsche, let that top back. But I mean, the Maserati was a different feel. So, when I got that, I didn't get another Porsche. I just got the Maserati. The motor is different and everything. I might go get me another Porsche, man, but I might go get me another Maserati, man. I got to the end of this year. I'm gonna flip me another something. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep that Maserati, but I'm gonna go get me another one. You know how we do. King's got to have it in excess, and that's another thing too. Players have a list of things that keep them in check. They have a list. It's like a book, man. I got 15 steps when you're in the school or when you come to one of my seminars or when you in my buy one of the courses. I got 15 steps, man, that it take to be a a bona fide player. We live by the 15 steps, man. You did. Can you make a braid dedicated to you and she have? Here, I don't understand what you're saying. And brand or braid? Can you make a brand dedicated to you, or she already have to be wanting to be, or a broad dedicated to you? Is that what you're saying? Can you make a broad dedicated to you, or she have to already be wanting to be dedicated to you, or dedicated to the game, or dedicated to success? Which one of you asked me, bro? Well, finish the rest. I figured that's what you meant, broad. It took me a minute to figure it out, but can you make a broad dedicated to you, or dedicated to the game, or dedicated to success? Which one you asking me about? I got you covered, bro. Let me know. You said bless us with a few steps. Oh man, a couple of the steps, my brother out of Chicago. You dig? You got to be one to learn. You got to be one to master something. You know what I mean? That's why the brother threw me all the way off, man, when he said he didn't think he needed no course. He was like, oh, I'm already doing it. Like I'm already having a bitch in the background. You know what I mean? He popped it on me. I ain't mad at him. You know what I mean? But we just got a difference of opinion. Like I'm never gonna stop buying courses. You know what I mean? I'm never going to stop selling courses, but I'm never going to stop buying courses from people that are sharper than me and more successful than me. But that's why I am who I am, because there's a certain amount of it that is guaranteed money that I'm going to go spend. It's guaranteed I'm going to go pay my tax. 10% got to go into education. Sometimes 20 or 30%. My business is slow, 20 or 30% going to education and going to groups that are sharper than me. Groups of motherfuckers that are sharper than me. You dig? Education is a very important thing. Step 2 is shopping. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all might think step 2 is business, but no, step 2 is shopping, Jack, because you got to look like something. You know what I mean? If I was selling houses, I got to motherfucking be having houses to make it good enough. Oh yeah, because my bathroom is a little bigger than this one, but you getting this good skylight in your bathroom. So, you can juxtapose, you can compare shit and contrast shit when you got shit. When you don't got shit, people run away from you. You know what I mean? Black people, we don't wear, say, New Balances and shit like that. And we want people to know that we having money, man. We wearing some Balenciagas, some Gators, you know what I mean? We wearing 4-finger rings so somebody can step up and know that my business is successful. Dig that. Second is shopping. Third is you got to have a business, you know what I mean? And that usually comes from step 1. What is the skill that you learned, and what is the connection that you put with that skill? When you put the skill and the connection together, you got a business, okay? and you go out and go charge people, man. You know what I mean? And you dedicate your life. That you know what I'm saying? Having a business keeps you out of trouble. I used to have that car right there. I still got one. I just gave my bro one of them CLK 500s, but I used to have one in black, just like that one. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah. So you know, yeah. No, I know exactly what it was when he told me he didn't buy courses. I knew it was an ego thing, but I wasn't about to sit and you know, try to explain that. At first, I had sent him like 9 messages, and I was like, "Fuck this," you know. I said that brother is sharp. He already know. He know that he said some shit out of line to me, and you know what I mean. And I don't want people, you know, following me that ain't buying courses and shit. Not just buying them from me, but you got to be obsessed with learning.